All right. Now you see, when it comes to what my favorite metal slash rock bands are, there's so many I've listened to. There's so many I like. So trying to pick 20 to put in a list was already almost impossible enough. Like, oh my goodness, dude. I'm telling you, this list was really hard to make. Now, I'm going to be posting this on YouTube, and I feel like I'm going to get judged by a lot of people to be like, what? You put that so low? Bro, that is like immediately an S tier band. I'm going to be like, listen, it's not that they're amazing, and they probably are deserving of, S tiers. I'm not doing like a tier list ranker. I'm literally just doing, 1 through 20 and putting them on there. But I'm not saying that the band isn't amazing for like its legendary status and its amazing songs. It's just in terms of my personal favorites. It's not that I put them low because they're worse than the bands higher than them. It's more like I put them low because I just like the bands more than because I you guys will see what I'm talking about for low ranking when we're starting here. So number 20, I have to say my 20th favorite metal slash rock band is the band Slayer. Now this is probably going to shock a lot of people. Like, why you're putting Slayer? Now listen, I'm aware they're probably the third best thrash metal band, and they are in the big four. Most of their songs are a little much for me, but I do love Raining Blood, South of Heaven. I love some of their songs that are similar along those lines. They're a really good band. High respect. It's just they're at the bottom of my list for this one. Number 19 is going to shock a lot of people. Saxon. Not a lot of people even really know this. It is a British band. They've actually been around for a while. Okay, well, if you're watching this and you're in the more European part of the world, obviously you're gonna be like, well, they're very well known here. Well, in America, not that many people know about them. But Saxon is really great. I love the sound. Uh, I love most of their. I mean, Crusades. Yeah, I love that. I don't know. They're just really good. I like Saxon. Hence why they're number 19. Really, not much else to say. They're just they're good, and they're icons. They're respectable. They've been around for a while. So yeah. Number 18, I'd have to say Motorhead. All right, Motorhead. I'm putting at number 18. I mean, come on. You all have played Call of Duty Zombies. All right, you all know the Garad Crovey mission. I'm telling you, dropping out of the sky with freaking dragons in Stalingrad, and then hearing Ace of Spades play, bro. That was my first song I ever heard from this band, and I've just been listening to them ever since. All right, Ace of Spades is always going to be my favorite song from them. I feel like it's probably most people's song that they get introduced to, because I know on Spotify it's like their number one song. But I mean, most people are like, oh, they have a bunch of other songs that are good too. Yeah, but dude, Ace of Spades, that one song alone was enough to put it on this list. I mean, I'm not saying all the other songs are bad. I'm just saying that one song is the main reason it's on this list. It's just, oh, dude, they have a lot of good songs, but Ace of Spades, yeah, I just could not leave it on this list. Number 17 is a band not a lot of people know. It's Red. They are a 2000s band. Red is, I don't know, I really like Red. They're not I mean, they have some heavier music, but some of their softer metal stuff is really good. I mean, my favorite albums, Innocence and Instinct, End of Silence, uh, Beauty of Rage, or Of Beauty and Rage. They have some really good albums. Actually, if anybody's watching this, I'd actually recommend listening to them. They really aren't that popular, and I think they actually deserve to be, in the limelight just a little bit more. So yeah, that's number 17. Number 16 on this list, Def Leppard. Now, definitely more of a rock band, but this is a metal slash rock band list. If I got rid of rock bands, maybe I'd be able to put more metal stuff on here. But Def Leppard, I love it. My favorite song is actually their live performance at Viva Hysteria of Love Bites. I don't know why. I just love the live performance of that song. And obviously, Pour Some Sugar on Me is really good. And the collab that they did with Ghost for Spillways was really good. I love that song, but more on that later. Yes, Ghost is going to appear on this list. Judge me however you want. But Def Leppard, dude, they just got really good songs. Def Leppard, respectable band, definitely 80s. I love 80s. Like, outside of metal and rock, my second favorite genre is 80s retro. So, the bands like Gunship and FM84. Well, this isn't 80s retro. I'm just going to mention those because, I love the sound of the 80s. So anyways, Back to topic. Def Leppard, really deserving of number 16. Would have liked to put them higher, but same problem. There's just other bands I like more than them. Number 15, AC/DC. I mean, come on, who hasn't blared Back in Black at least once in their life, or Shoot to Thrill, freaking Thunderstruck, Highway to Hell. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I mean, come on, man. These guys are great. Now, I'm not saying they're the best of all time, but we all have at least one of their songs on all of our playlists. I mean, come on. Like, it's AC/DC, man. Yeah. I mean, does anybody else, like, when you hear AC/DC, am I the only one that thinks of Iron Man? Surely I'm not the only one. All right, anyways. Number 14. I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate for this, for putting them this low on the list, but Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is number 14. Listen, me being a history buff, I think people would be a little surprised I put it, more towards the bottom here, but, dude, Iron Maiden's got some really good songs. Fear of the Dark, probably my favorite song from them. Wasted Years, another good one. Yeah, that's just the problem. There's other bands I like more than them. Iron Maiden is amazing. They are legendary. They are icons. If I was making a tier list of bands, I would put them in S tier. They're just that iconic and awesome. But on my list, they're number 14. So, yeah, love Iron Maiden. They're great. Recommend listening to them if you guys haven't. I mean, I don't know. Most metalheads have probably heard them by now. But, I mean, you never know. Number 13... I'm putting Guns N' Roses in number 13. Now, the lead singer, I have a few words about him, but I'm not really ranking the bandmates. I'm really ranking this more off their music. So, Guns N' Roses, in terms of music, is great. Obviously their band has had quite a bit of controversy, but I'm not going to address that. But Guns N' Roses, Slash, amazing. Actually, Slash kind of formed his own band. I think he gathered something like, I can't remember who he had, but I know he had the Conspirators and I can't remember the guy's name, but Slash made his own band. It's really good. But I mean, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine. My favorite Guns N' Roses song is November Rain. That song more people need to listen to, but yeah, Guns N' Roses. Really enough said. Number 13. Here we go. Number 12. This is Theory of a Dead Man. All right, I've always made the running joke. I'm like, Theory of a Dead Man is Nickelback if they were just better. Like, Theory of a Dead Man is just the better version of Nickelback, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, Nickelback, there's a lot of songs I like from them, but just Theory of a Dead Man's better. All right, number 12. Yeah, deserving. Theory of a Dead Man. Love it. Bad Girlfriend. My second favorite song from them. My first favorite is Angel, but if you want the actual fast-paced stuff, Bad Girlfriend's so good. Number 11, Scorpions. I wanted to put this in the top 10 so badly. Why? Well, because Scorpions has a song that is in my top 5 favorite songs of all time. Alright? Scorpions has a song that's in my top 5 favorite songs, and it is Rock You Like a Hurricane, specifically the 2011 remaster. I love that song. That song alone would be enough for me to catapult it into the top 10, but, it was just like, well, one song here, Well, I'm saying this as I literally put Motorhead in number 18 and only talked about one song, but, anyways, whatever, it's my list. The rules only have to make sense to me. So, Scorpions number 11, love them. Yeah, Send Me an Angel is a really good song by them as well. Yeah, we are now entering the top 10 of the list. We're here. All right, that's all you gotta know. We're here. We're at the top 10. Whew. These are the ones that yeah, anyways. Number 10, Shinedown. Take this however you may, but I do like Shinedown. I mean, some people are like, well, I like their older stuff, and yeah, I could see that. I really like Shinedown. I mean, they did Simple Man. Well, okay, Lynyrd Skynyrd did Simple Man, but I just like Shinedown's more. But anyways, yeah, I really like Shinedown, Monster. I love the collab song they did with Lizzie Hale. That was a really good. I really love that song. That was nice. Yeah, Shinedown. Second Chance, probably my favorite song from them. I mean, everybody knows I'll Follow You. I think it's I'll Follow You. I don't know. Wow, imagine me not knowing the song of a band I put in the top 10. Wow, could you imagine? All right, listen. It's been a long... I woke up earlier than I wanted, and I'm filming this way earlier in the morning than I was wanting, so give me some credit here. All right, number 9, Seether. Number 9, I had to put Seether. All right, I love Seether. I love their slower grunge. Seether just sounds so nice, especially when your car, when you have that depressive state and you're driving down the road, you're exceeding the speed limit a little bit, and you just put on some Seether, all right? And immediately your depression, it's not that it goes away, but you kind of ignore it as you're just jamming out to Seether because, you know, Seether has some very relatable songs. Fine Again, all right? Fine Again is really good. What Would You Do? I love their version of Careless Whisper, but the acoustic version is the best one. Dude, Seether's just so good, all right? They're just so good. All right, we are now entering the top 8. The songs that are at the top spot all the way down to number 8 spot, I tend to move around a lot, so basically just treat all of these as basically the same tier except for number 1. Number 1 is always going to stay at the top for my favorite band, but, you know, just know that from number 8 all the way up to number 2, I tend to move these around a lot because it just depends on my mood. But number 8, Black Sabbath and, well, / Ozzy Osbourne. People are going to be like, bro. It's like, listen, Paranoid by Black Sabbath is also in my top 5 favorite songs of all time. Love that song, right? And I had to put Ozzy Osbourne here just because I was like, well, one, I could fit at technically 21 bands in here, but I just put Ozzy Osbourne with Black Sabbath because, well, I mean, it makes sense. Crazy Train, amazing, love that song. I would probably put Crazy Train in my top 10 favorite songs of all time. Probably not top 5, but man, that guitar solo, we don't talk about Slash butchering it, but that guitar solo was great for Crazy Train. If anybody understands that reference of Slash, I'm sorry that you understand it. Nobody should have to bear through that pain. But anyways, yeah, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. I could put them at number 2 if I wanted to. It really just depends on, you know, my mood. So if I were to make this video like 10 years from now, who knows? I might put it at number 2. But, you know, for this list that I've made right now, Black Sabbath / Ozzy Osbourne is at number 8. Love that. They were pretty much the band that started it all. So, yeah. Number 7, Halestorm. Yeah, I prefer Halestorm over Evanescence. Like every day, like any day, I will pick Halestorm over Evanescence. It's just, yeah, Lzzy Hale, holy cow, she just, the vocals she has, I'm telling you, she knocks it out of the park with her songs. All right, I Get Off, her version of Love Bites. It's not like a Def Leppard cover, no, it's her own song. I Am the Fire, you know, and she's done a lot of like collabs with other bands. She's done songs with Shinedown. She's done songs with, well, technically she's done songs with Disturbed, but that was technically their own band. She's done a song with Sophie Lloyd, if anybody you know who she is. She likes doing songs with other bands. That's what I do appreciate because, you know, she's kind of everywhere, all over the rock and metal world. She even did a song with Eric Church at a concert, and she absolutely owned him on the vocals. Like he got absolutely obliterated. Like, yeah. I like Halestorm. Yep, I definitely like the band, and there's not other reasons why Halestorm is near the top of my list here. All right, you know, nope, there's no other reasons. There's no other reasons why she's this high on the list. But anyways, number 6, Judas Priest. I saw them live. Okay, well, I kind of wish I would have seen them live in their prime, but, you know, it's not... Yeah, anyways, I love Judas Priest, all right? Painkiller, I'm not going to lie, at first when I heard Painkiller, I hated it. I hated the vocals, I hated everything, but the more I started listening to it, the more it just started resonating, and now here I am absolutely killing my voice while trying to match Rob Halford's voice singing Painkiller. I'm like, dude, I hated the song at first, but now it's one of my favorites. Honestly, Invincible Shield is probably one of my favorite metal albums ever made. There's only one song on Invincible Shield that I don't like, and it is The Serpent and the King. I love all the other ones. Well, I think they started it with only 11 songs, but they released 3 more bonus tracks, like Fight for Your Life, The Lodger, and I can't remember I think it's like The Cycle of Life or something. I don't know. They released 3 other songs on it, I think kind of recently. But, yeah, Judas Priest, love them. Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight, Electric Eye, I love. Oh, dude. You've Got Another Thing Coming? Yeah. Dude, Judas Priest, amazing. Panic Attack, probably one of the greatest concert intro songs you could ever have. Panic Attack? Dude, I think Judas Priest is probably in the top 10 for best concert opening acts because, dude, it's crazy. All right? Judas Priest is awesome, and they are also metal icons. They were pretty much, I think, what solidified, the 2 electric guitars, 1 bass guitar, and then, the double kick drums. I think they solidified that in metal. So once Black Sabbath came out, Judas Priest followed really shortly after them. And yeah, it's basically because of Black Sabbath and Judas Priest that metal is the way it is today. Judas Priest, number 6. Wanted to put them in the top 5, but there's just a few other bands I like more than Judas Priest. Number 5, a lot of people would even argue with me that these guys aren't even metal or rock, but they have a few songs that are metal and rock. All right, they have a few songs. I honestly like their, quieter stuff, but number 5 is Ghost. I have just discovered them pretty recently, and I'm over here like, bro, where was I at? Where did this band come from? Why am I just now discovering them? I think their oldest album is 2014? No, it's 2009. It's 2009. Yeah. Dude, Ghost, really love them. I also really like, like I mentioned earlier with Def Leppard, their collab for the song Spillways. It's great. I think my favorite songs... Man, what are my favorite Ghost songs? He Is, I Believe, Square Hammer. Dude, I don't know. All of his songs are really good. Darkness in the Heart of Love is also a really good song I like from them. A really good band, and I'm kind of glad they're getting more popular because obviously most people, they're like, oh, I've never heard of this band. But it's like, well, if you've heard the song Mariana Cross, you've probably heard them. You just didn't know it was Ghost. But anyways, number 4, Metallica. All right, come on. This was the first metal band I ever listened to. Metallica. All right, the first song I ever heard from them was Enter Sandman. The second one, Nothing Else Matters. The third song I ever heard from them was One. And let me tell you, when I heard One, I ascended to the astral plane. I ascended to heaven while listening to One. I love I love the drums of One. And actually, little known fact, my favorite Metallica song is one that is not on an album and is not a single song. My favorite song is one they never put on a DVD. My favorite Metallica song is Death Is Not the End, that they performed in 2006 for a show. It was going to be on the album Death Magnetic, but they split the song into 2 different songs. They split it up into End of the Line and All Nightmare Long. Look it up. Just look up Death Is Not the End, Metallica. There's a live performance you'll see. That was 6th of June, 2006. That's funny. 666. Anyways, just look up that performance. Ah, man, if only they recorded it in the studio. The vocals would have sounded a little bit better if they recorded it in the studio, and I love the song. But anyways, yeah. Whew. I could talk about Metallica all day, but this isn't about Metallica. All right, number 3. This was a hard one. I was tossing up between putting this band in number 2, but I ultimately made the decision. I'm putting Avenged Sevenfold in number 3. I really wanted to put them in number 2, but Avenged Sevenfold's going in number 3. And hands down, Call of Duty, I'm so glad you introduced me to this band, because the first song I heard from them was Shepherd of Fire. All right, Shepherd of Fire, Hail to the King, those are the first 2 songs I heard from them. And then I went to their Nightmare album, and I practically fell in love with almost all the songs there. Nightmare, obviously, everybody knows that one. Buried Alive. I love the softer, and then, dude, that pace change near the end of the song, that heavy guitar riffing. I'm like, dude, it always gets me headbanging. I'm telling you, when you get to that part in Buried Alive, you guys who've heard the song, you know what I'm talking about. That part, dude, it just resonates differently. Natural Born Killer. I don't know how anybody can play the guitar that fast and that well. Like this dude's playing the guitar at the same pace as the drummer is doing that double kick drum. Like it's a lot faster than what I just did. But I'm like, dude, holy cow! Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, they're great. They're great. If I had a tier list, they would either be bottom of S tier or like the top of A tier. Like that's where I would put them. Because I mean, yeah, I would be daring to put them with, the icons of like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, but at the same time I'm like, they are definitely one of the best metal bands as of currently in like recent times. I love Avenged Sevenfold. All right, and So Far Away, that song, yeah, that song. There's a lot of Avenged Sevenfold songs I could talk about. Same with Metallica. I could talk about this band for hours. But this is a ranking list. Number 2, the band that I was tossing up that I was having a fight between Avenged Sevenfold with was Five Finger Death Punch. There's a lot of metal fans that really don't like this band, but I really love them. All right, they were probably one of the first 5 metal bands I was introduced to, and I love it. Bad Company, I think, was the first song I heard from them, and then Wrong Side of Heaven, Battleborn. Lift Me Up with I can't talk, man. All right, Lift Me Up between Five Finger Death Punch and Rob Halford, one of the best collabs I could have ever asked for. I did not know that I needed this, and of course, their collab song they did with Rob Zombie was also really good. But if you guys aren't a fan of Language, I would not recommend listening to that one. But I'm a little bit off, or The End. Oh, there's so many Avenged Sevenfold. Oh, wow. Avenged Sevenfold? Yeah. Yeah, guys. Five Finger Death Punch is Avenged Sevenfold. Confirmed. Yeah, wow. Yeah. I basically see these bands as really the same tier. Listen, I'm just saying, Avenged Sevenfold could have been number 2, but I put Five Finger Death Punch on number 2 because I heard them before Avenged Sevenfold, so maybe that's why. But yeah, Five Finger Death Punch, great. I honestly would like to see them live. They are one of the very few bands I want to see live. I don't know, I have this weird thing with wanting to see a band live. They have to sound either as good as they do in the studio or better live. And, like the only concerts that I want to see that I haven't already seen is Hailstorm, Avenged Sevenfold, and Five Finger Death Punch. I have really seen all the other bands I've wanted to see. All right, I've seen Judas Priest, and the other band I've seen that you guys have seen on this channel. All right, my number 1 favorite band. Wait, actually, before this, I want to go through some honorable mentions here. There was a lot of bands I wanted to put on this list. I wanted to put on Aerosmith. I wanted to put on Led Zeppelin, Whitesnake. Pantera needs to get a mention because they were revolutionary at the time they came out. Pantera is really... I don't like a lot of their songs, but there's a few songs that I'm like, dude, this is really good. So Pantera. Motley Crue... They're kind of like Guns N' Roses in the terms that, they have their dramas at their concerts, but I'm not talking about the band members, I'm talking about the music. Motley Crue, yeah, they got some good stuff. I wanted to put Dream Theater, Dio, Poison, practically any other band. All right, Megadeth, well, I just prefer Metallica, but, Megadeth does deserve a mention too. There's a lot of honorable mentions. Trust me, there's a lot of bands I wanted to put on here, but, I had to pick 20. So, the number 1 favorite band of all time, to nobody's surprise, Sabaton. All right, this was the second metal band I ever listened to. I mean, I listened to Metallica and was like, yeah, they're good. But, that was the first band I listened to. Sabaton is what pulled me and brought me into the metal world, all right? A lot of people don't like power metal. Listen, I get it. But most metal fans do agree that Sabaton puts on great concerts. You may not like their music, but their band members are great guys. All right, their development process, their live shows, and I love the history factor that they sing about. All right, I saw these guys live, best experience ever. I'm gonna see them live again. I mean, obviously they're touring again with Judas Priest in the United States on like the other side, but since I've already seen them this year, and I really don't have the money to see them again, I'm gonna have to pass. But yeah, Sabaton. I actually don't think there is a song that I don't like that Sabaton does. Yeah, there's really not one that I don't like. I like all of their stuff. And if there is a history version of a song, I will always pick that one. I mean, most people are like, "Oh, dude, I don't want all the talking before the song." You're like, "I just want the song." It's like, well, listen, I'm a history buff. I want the talking before the song. I want the little backgrounds. And I think they also have like instrumental versions because I know they did collabs with Apocalyptica a few times. Yeah, Sabaton's number one. So that is my list of top 20 favorite bands. I honestly might make a playlist on Spotify and share it with everybody of just these 20 bands. I'm not going to include the honorable mentions, even though I really want to. I'm not going to because, 20. Who knows? I might do a list of my, top 20 favorite songs of all time. But I will say there's going to be a lot that are going to break out of the metal and rock genre. I'm going to be pulling in from pop. I'm going to be pulling in from... Okay, there's a few rap songs that are like, I don't know, I really like 90s rap, and I'm very picky with my rappers, so... Yeah, I like the real rap. I don't like all that fake, nah, I want the real... The real gangsters are the ones that do the best rap. It's like, yeah, I may not like the person who does the rap song. I really don't like most of them, but their music is just, that's the definition of what rap music should be. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Here's this list. Here's this video that I already can tell before I start editing it is going to have some of the most garbage editing on the face of the YouTube platform. But you know what? At least I'm trying. All right, you have to give me credit. I have a free editing software on a phone. It's not like I have a computer. When I do get a computer, my editing will be a lot better. My videos in general will be a lot better. But as of right now, I'm using my phone, so give me a little bit of credit there, please. I need help. Alright, anyways, this video has been longer than it needs to be. Adios, sayonara. I might do a tier list later of band logos, but that's a different story. Anyways, subscribe if you want to. I mean, I have garbage content now. I'm really not forcing people to subscribe yet, but when I get better content, you have to subscribe. Alright, you have to. At the very least, like this video. Alright, so, more people on the YouTube platform can see this. See some random kid's opinion that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It was just something I felt like sharing. Because that's really what opinions should be. They shouldn't be, the starters of arguments. They should just be, oh, well, I don't know. I just felt like sharing this today because, I don't know, it's just been on my mind, and not sharing this with somebody is a little weird. So, yeah. Anyways, goodbye. I've really dragged out this ending. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for like the 30th time. Dos Vredan.